Hi, Room 9. Today we are going to take a break from stories and yoga and working out to talk more in depth about our feelings and how they affect us. So, I have a couple things for us today to look at. The first thing I have is this triangle. So, I want you to keep this triangle in mind and pay attention to the letters right now. We will come back to this. But this is going to be a little cycle for us. So kind of like there's different cycles in science. They might start here, go here, back down, and around. We'll come back to this picture. But we've been talking a lot about the emotions we experience, like anger, per se. Or maybe we are worried about something. So anything that happens to us that makes us feel a certain way can be the result of something that happens inside our body. So this could be something that we maybe make worse because we think about it all the time. There's something that could be outside of our body. So it's something that we cannot control. If it's inside our body, it's something that we can control. So can we control what we think? Yes. Outside our body means that we cannot control it. And then we have these also. It's a small problem or a big problem. So a small problem might be something that does not last very long. So it's small. A big problem is something that would last a very long time. So today we are going to make a list of some things that might be inside our body, outside, small problems, and big problems. So I'm sorry I don't have a board to hold the paper up for you, but we're going to write in blue and see if we can brainstorm things that happen inside our body, maybe at school or at home. Our first example is going to be missing our friends because all of us are learning from home right now. So we're not getting to see our friends or your teachers. So maybe it's missing your friends and your teachers. Let's look at this list again. Is that a small problem or a big problem? Are you missing your friends for a really long time because you're not seeing them? Or are you missing your friends for a short time? I might put missing our friends under a big problem for right now because we haven't been at school in so long. So we'll say missing friends. So the next thing we have to decide is if missing friends is something we can control or can't control. What do you think? Can we control if we miss our friends or not? I think yes. We're going to put that inside because are there different ways that we can contact our friends? So if we're missing them and we can't stop thinking about it, so that is really, really inside our brains that we're missing our friends. Can't move on from that until I cannot miss my friends anymore because it's a big problem. What are some things we can do to stop missing our friends? We can write them a letter. We can give them a phone call. We can maybe, if we have access and they have access, we can video call them. Or you could even make a video and send it to them. Those are all ways that we could work out a problem of missing our friends. Okay? So that's something we can control. If we couldn't control missing our friends, we wouldn't be able to do anything about missing them. So we would just have to deal with it. That's not a very fun thing. So another problem that we're experiencing right now is we're not at school. We have to stay home. Is that a big problem or a small problem? I think big problem. So I'll write that down. Staying at home. You guys are doing such a great job paying attention with me and staying with me. I'm so proud of you. So staying at home is a big problem. It's something that's lasting a long time. And is that something we can control or something we can't control? It's outside of our control. We can't control that we can't go to school and that we have to stay at home. So we are going to put that under staying at home. So now that I'm thinking about it, we could also put missing friends in the small category, and it's okay, they can be both because it is something we could control, but it's a pretty big deal to miss your friend, so we'll leave it there. So now that we have our list of big and small problems and problems that we can control and can't control, we're going to come back to our triangle picture. So everything we listed on this page, those are things that are called stressors. They're things that make us feel emotions, maybe not such good emotions. So they're things that make us feel sad or scared or confused. So at the top of this triangle, I'm going to put the word stressor. And that's a new word. So let's review. What does that word stressor mean? It means that it's things that make us feel emotions, not good emotions. So emotions like feeling scared, sad, confused, frustrated. Stressors. And what were those stressors that we wrote down? We wrote down missing our friends and staying at home. Those are some pretty big stressors in our lives right now. Now, when our body experiences, so our body and our brains experience these stressors. So our body and our mind experiences the worry of staying at home and missing our friends. And a lot of things happen to our body and our mind when we start experiencing these stressors. So we're going to look at our triangle again and look at our A. Our A word is going to be activators. Repeat that word with me. Activators. Good. So let's take a moment to write it down. Activators are what happen to our body when we start feeling these stressors. So what's an activator? It's what happens to our body when we start feeling the emotions of staying at home and missing our friends that might cause us worry or sadness. So, I want you to now think about a book we read the other day called Tristan's Temper Tantrum. In Tristan's Temper Tantrum, he had some activators. So he was mad that his friends left. They didn't want to play with him and they left. What started happening to Tristan? Tristan was a volcano, but we'll pretend so like the volcano is his body. What was happening? He started feeling warm. He started blowing smoke. And those were all signs that he was about to be very, very angry. And since Tristan was a volcano, what happened when he got very angry? He exploded, right? And does that happen to us sometimes? If we're really, really worried about missing our friends or the fact that we can't go to school or staying at home all the time, we might start to feel hot and angry. And then what happens when we start to feel hot or angry? Our heart starts pumping really fast or our fists start clenching. Those are signs that we're about to move to our next cycle stage, which is reactions. Who knows what a reaction is? A reaction is something that happens because of something else. So, we started up here at the top of our triangle with our stressors. What were our stressors? Missing our friends and staying at home. So since our body and our brain started experiencing emotions that were not good, we moved to activators, which were what? The things that start happening to our body from the stress. What were some of those things? And I want you, when you think of activators, I want you to think about Tristan's temper tantrum. These are the things that happen as we start to get angry or worried or sad. We might start to clench our fists. Our body might feel tight. Our heart might be pounding really, really fast. It might be hard to breathe. Maybe we feel warmer. And then what happens after our body starts feeling these things? We react. So if you were feeling like Tristan and you were really warm and you were blowing smoke, your reaction was going to be exploding, right? What about if your heart was racing really fast and it was hard to breathe? Your reaction might be what? You might cry, right? You might cry. So, what do you think the importance of this triangle might be? This triangle is going to help us realize the things, if we remember, the things that make us feel emotions we don't like. Those are our stressors. At the top of our triangle, we have emotions or things happening in our life that we don't like. That moves down to the activator, which is the things that happen to our body and our brain when these things happen. When we start to feel these things, we can do two things. We've talked about one. We can go straight to reaction and do something we might regret, like exploding or throwing something or hurting somebody, right? The other option we have, instead of skipping from this step straight to this step, is to realize, hey, up here, I miss my friends, and I'm not happy about that. And when I miss my friends, I start to feel sad. And when I don't see my friends, I start to get mad. And when I get mad, I feel like my body is tensing up. I feel like I'm getting really hot. So we might be on our way. We're feeling hot. We're moving over to, we're about to react. Wait, we're going to stop right here. Because now I know I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling angry and mad. But before I get to the point of exploding, I'm going to stop right here and do the things that help calm me down. So what are some of those things that help calm us down? We can take deep breaths. We can color. We can go for a run or do some yoga or different exercises, right? Now, when we stop here and do those things that calm us down, we don't get to the point of reaction or doing things that we don't like to do, like yelling or throwing things. So it's super important. The next time that you feel yourself getting angry, I want you to think of this triangle in Tristan's temper tantrum. If you can think about what is making you upset, and then start to notice how you're feeling when you start to get angry or sad. And then instead of getting all the way over here to where you're going to be throwing chairs or crying or breaking things, we're going to stop here and do those calm down strategies. You guys did such a great job paying attention today. I'm super excited for the next time we talk about this. We will go in more depth about how we can control the things that we can control inside of us and what we can do about the things we can't control outside of us. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.